Hello and welcome to our March is Women's History Month interview series. I'm Brandy Yates, filling in for Deborah Guthrie, and I'm joined by Dr. Marcy Street from Doctor's
Hi.
Approach. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for inviting me. It's wonderful to be here.
So I kind of want to know a little bit about your background. How did you get started in dermatology and your practice here in Okemos?
Well, I really enjoyed dermatology as a medical student. So I figured that was my passion way back when I was training. I liked seeing people of all ages and solving problems, and people in dermatology have great outcomes. And I thought it was a really good career for someone that's interested in just a variety of things, working with your hands. It has some internal medicine, and I ended up training in Madison and Mayo Clinic, and so I was used to the cold and liked the Midwest and wanted to stay near family. So then I ended up coming to Okemos, Michigan initially to practice with a doctor that left the area.
Okay, and so you are the founder and medical director of Doctor's Approach. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I started the practice 25 years ago, and
wow, it's hard to believe, 25.
I moved here when my oldest daughter was 6 weeks old, and she officially matched in dermatology.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting,
last
following
week.
into your
my
footsteps.
Goodness. I guess I keep hearing it's kind of rare for women to pass down, kind of have a legacy, if you will, go from dermatology to daughters. But I have Chelsea St. Clair that went to College of Human Medicine.
Wow.
She'll graduate in May.
Well, congratulations.
And
that's exciting.
thank you. And I have another daughter, Kayla St. Clair, graduating in 2019 from University of Illinois. And she too is interested in dermatology.
Wow, so both of them.
Both of them.
That's
I'm just
exciting.
very, very proud. And the fact that they want to come home and where they grew up and went to Hiawatha, Kennewa, and Okemos High School. So that's pretty special.
So you've been in the area for 25 years, and you founded Doctor's Approach. That's just an incredible accomplishment to look back. So looking back on the 25 years, what kind of stands out to you the most?
Well, I think I just took it one step at a time. I was basically a busy mom, working part-time when they were little. And
I know the feeling. I have a 6-month-old at home.
And initially, my original practice was 3 exam rooms, and there were 4 of us.
Wow.
And now we have, oh my goodness, I think at least 20 exam rooms, and there are 30 of us. So,
much larger.
there's no such thing as success overnight. I mean, it literally took just a lot of baby steps. Running, finishing my day and then running to some of their lacrosse games and volleyball games in between. And I think since I raised my kids and we all kind of grew up here, it is so easy for me to give back to this community because I've been a part of it so long. It's like giving back to family members who are doing things like organizing March of Dimes or doing Toys for Tots and ask, can we be a drop-off? And then we rally and get our patients involved, and you look up and we've got tons of things we're giving. And
so as a parent, you probably see that a lot in like Okemos schools and the Education Foundation, just different opportunities you can get involved.
Of course, I've supported the Okemos Education Foundation, exactly. And some of it, we just be talking as parents in the bleachers watching a volleyball game, and someone would just ask us if we wanted to be involved. And we've partnered with Sparrow and McLaren over the years, as well as having our own free skin cancer screenings. And this year, for the first time, we're going to work with Michigan State University College of Human Medicine and participate in their Grand Fondo bike race.
And when's that?
That's in Grand Rapids, June 23rd. And it's a huge fundraiser, although it's not widely known here, but definitely on that side of the state, a huge fundraiser for skin cancer. And that's, of course, what we specialize in at Doctor's Approach: detection, treatment of skin cancer. I'm a fellowship-trained Mohs surgeon, and of course, we see all aspects of dermatology, from kids with warts to teenagers with acne, and kind of everything in between.
You kind of already touched on prevention and detection.
Yeah.
We're going, hopefully it'll get warmer, but we're heading into spring and summer. What other kind of things should people keep in mind?
Well, I always say it's surprising just how much sun we see in Michigan. We think, oh, we're indoors, we're invincible, we really don't get that much sun, but we do. Our season is short. None of us want to be inside anymore.
Right.
We've got cabin fever, and sunscreen, sun protective clothing is huge. You can get a lot of the clothing now that has the SPF factor built right into the garment. So if someone says, oh, I hate putting on those lotions and I sweat it off, well, go to your nearby sporting store and chances are they've got a long sleeve shirt or some shorts or golf wear that has a special SPF factor right in the garment. So everyone can wear a long sleeve shirt that's lightweight, hat, sunglasses. So that sun protection is still key.
Right. And it's not just one person. Anyone is susceptible to skin cancer and skin issues with the skin. We take it for granted, I think.
We really do. And I tell my patients with skin of color, we have to wear sunscreens too. And although it's more rare, it still can happen. And so everyone needs a full body exam to get their moles checked. And I think we've tried to mention that message a lot. And I think it's working because more and more people are coming in to have that screening done.
Well, your practice has obviously grown, so that just to show that you're getting out there more and getting more patients in the door.
And I'm blessed that I think it's just grown organically. We're not real big on advertising with billboards and things like that. I just think our community involvement in getting people to be aware is what we strive for.
So I kind of want to talk a little bit more about your career and maybe how you, dermatology and other things you've been featured in several magazines and contributor on Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz, and we were featured. So I contribute, they'll call different doctors across the country, and we have some new techniques that we're using with laser for scars and resurfacing for pre-cancers and anti-aging. And so we try to stay leading edge. We were on the doctors. It really is we were on the doctor's show for PDT, or blue light it's called, which is a light treatment to prevent pre-cancer. So that was huge. I've been featured in Red Book. We get calls periodically because we're doing this platelet-rich plasma, which helps rejuvenate the skin and grow hair by just getting your blood drawn and putting your own platelets back in the strategic parts of the skin.
It's crazy how technology it's changed.
We're finally learning we can really help heal ourselves. So it's pretty neat.
Can you tell me about those appearances? Have people pointed you out in the community or said anything about that?
Well, I think so. People that, like our Doctor's Approach page on Facebook can stay in the loop. We post a lot, as well as our team members having babies, to our next maybe television appearance, or if I'm featured in a magazine. I was featured in the annual Skin Cancer Foundation Journal on some of the novel things that we've been doing, combination approaches to help prevent skin cancer. And so that's wonderful to be recognized and just, I think, appreciated for 25 years of work in this area. So that feels really good. And I say, I must have said something good at the dinner table to have not one, but two daughters want to go into dermatology.
Exactly.
So clearly I've been pretty enthusiastic about what I do.
So being enthusiastic and supportive, obviously, of your daughters and their future endeavors, since it's Women's History Month, speak about being such a woman leader in not only in your household, but in the community.
I think it's so important for women early on to just find our voice. And I think if you're fortunate enough early on to find a career that speaks to you and you stick with it and advance in that area, it's so easy to do something you love. I would say find something that you love and everything else will follow. And it sounds a little cliche, but it really worked for me because dermatology spoke to me early on, and I just kept thinking about all the different things I could do within that specialty. And so whether it's gardening and you start, doing
small.
something with gardening, and if you love plants and flowers, and then sometimes a business develops out of a hobby, and I think that's pretty neat. I also did a lot with Take Your Daughters to Work. I think
great.
As we're reaching up, you can always reach back, and I mentor a lot of young women that maybe are more timid about math and science.
And how do you do that?
I've done it with, years ago, there were some programs that were connected with the middle school and keeping our girls encouraged in math and science, the STEM cell fields.
Right.
When it's that age where sometimes they turn off and they maybe get so focused in sports and then they stop. Oh, I'm not good at math. I'm not good at science. I want to do something else.
Can still be.
And they really can. And you can do sports, and you can also do AP classes and some of the science classes, which my girls ended up being a great example of that.
Right.
So
and
you have to.
That's how they were molded to what they want to do today.
And I really think sports. I encourage sports for girls because I think that team work is incredibly important. Whatever specialty, we're going to be working with teams of people in healthcare. There are teams of people in IT,
right.
Teams everywhere, in communications, in leadership, in sales.
Everywhere you look.
Everywhere you look, you can't do anything alone. And I'm so appreciative of my team at Doctor's Approach. And I think me playing sports early on, as just a young girl, helped me
build that foundation
and learn how to bring people together in a work environment.
Well, we're almost out of time, but I just want to know what does the future hold for Dr. Marcy Street or Doctor's Approach? Any new technology or anything coming up?
I think we're just always trying to be on the horizon. I try to go to it, some updated meetings, 3 to 4 a year. And dermatology, as well as healthcare, is always changing. So we just continue to strive to learn and keep up.
Okay, well, thank you so much. It was an honor meeting you and speaking with you today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. You can continue watching our March as Women's History Month interview series every day this week at 3:30 p.m. Hope to see you soon.